Welcome, everyone, to our very last show of Conversation in the Void for this season. We are taking the next couple of weeks off for the holidays, but I'm here, Graveyard, joined as always with my off-screen producer, Salem. Make sure to say hi to Salem in the chat. Now, I am pleased to introduce our guest for tonight, writer, director, actor with works including The House of Masks, The Intruder, and The Most Terrifying Man in the World. Please welcome to the Void, the one and only Sam Morgan. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here. This is fun. This is only my second interview I've ever actually done, so this is exciting.
Yeah. You just did one a little bit ago. I watched that.
Yeah, I did it when I went to the Oregon Screams Horror Film Festival for the second showing of Terrifying Man.
Yeah. I can't wait to get into it. But before we get into the works of everything that is Sam, I'd like to know a little bit more about you and your gauge of horror. What really brought you into the horror world? Do you remember what your first horror movie was?
I do, actually. It was the original Frankenstein, 1931. I watched it when I was 8 or 9. So, that's the kind of thing you watch that's the kind of horror you watch when you're 8 or 9. Mm-hmm. But no, most of my life, horror was, this thing you avoided. It was just because I guess I have a very black and white mind, and to me that was just a negative thing, so I avoid it. But when you're afraid of something for that long, you just become compelled to look, and then you get hooked.
Yeah. I grew up where horror was not socially acceptable to enjoy in the 90s. People like, oh, you're just a weird kid in school that likes horror, you weirdo. But now going to these cons and film festivals, that just there's this huge momentum that is horror and this mainstream Hollywoodness too. Did you have a chance to watch the new Frankenstein by Guillermo del Toro?
I did. Yes, I did.
What do you think in comparison to the original?
There's no beating the original. I mean, I know that the new one's more accurate to the book, but I love the Karloff take on the monster, and I love James Whale's directing, and like I said, it was my first horror movie, and I still think, I know most people consider Bride of Frankenstein better. I prefer the first one. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, he conveys the perfect monster, the perfect creature with grunts and groans really well.
Exactly, but that's not to say I didn't enjoy Del Toro's. I definitely did. Although I will say, the Frankenstein monster in the movie looks so much like James Franco playing Tommy Wiseau that it was deeply distracting.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Yeah, we're used to our classic creatures, right? He's almost more reminiscent, because I'd say if you ever watched Penny Dreadful, that the creature was not the creature that we're so used to. Is more just a mildly scarred man. So yeah, I think it's just one of those things that have been in our zeitgeist forever, and I'm interested to see what Gyllenhaal's doing The Bride next year.
Oh, is it going to be a sequel to the Del Toro one?
No, it's just Maggie Gyllenhaal that just did The Bride. It's going to be like this remake of The Bride.
Is the original Bride of Frankenstein, is that the only time we ever actually saw the Bride of Frankenstein in a movie not called Hotel Transylvania? Frankenstein?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to remember if they were in Transylvania 5000 as well, or if they even got to the Hammer horror ones in the 60s and 70s, so they got to The Bride. I don't recall.
I only watched the first 2 Frankenstein movies in the Hammer horror catalog. I want to watch more of those, but I've seen the first 2 Frankensteins, Horror of Dracula. That's the first Dracula. That's the first one. And Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. Do you ever see that?
Yes. I love Hammer horror. I have a collection of all their movies, so absolutely love them. So Sam, we know that you're a huge slasher person.
I am.
Besides that, what is the most underrated horror? It could be underrated horror slasher that most people wouldn't realize to look at.
Well, first thing that comes to my mind, and this probably isn't the best example, but I'm going to say the original Japanese version of The Ring.
Mm-hmm.
Because, or at least it's underrated here in the States, because, here in the States, people always flock to the American one, which I'm going to say the Japanese one is miles and miles better.
Yeah, we did that. We did the entire Ring series, Japanese series, earlier this year, and we did all Japanese month with our reviews. And it's the first time I sat and watched them all that close together.
Yeah, no, I love those ones.
Yeah. So then on the flip side, what's the most overrated IP or franchise or horror item that you can think of that you just don't understand? Like why it's making $3 billion, let's say.
Well, I'm not as big a fan of Scream as most people are, but that's not to say I think it's overrated or I don't enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to say something that I think is bad that most people like, I don't want to sit here and just make everyone watch me think. So,
yes, for me, for mine, example.
Sleepaway Camp. There we go. I don't care for Sleepaway Camp.
None of them.
I only saw the first one, but yeah, no, I didn't.
Okay, because they're gonna be remaking it now. They said.
I've heard.
Yeah, and I met Felissa Rose, the original, leading lady, for a couple of times, and it's
the first one.
Yeah. It's an interesting series. It's one of my wife's favorite horror series, but it's campy. No pun intended there.
Oh, the camp's not my problem. I'm fine with campy. I love a lot of campy stuff. For me, it's just I just personally I don't find any. I feel like all the characters are just very unlikable, and I don't enjoy watching them do things.
Mm-hmm.
Watching them make words.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Like I said, my example for the most overrated is the Conjuring universe.
Oh God! Oh, I should have said that. Oh my God! Oh, why didn't I think of that? That is what I should have said. No, I'm changing my answer. Not Sleepaway Camp. I'm going with Conjuring. That's my new answer.
Yeah, we were promised the last one with the last rites, but they go spin-offs, sequels, prequels.
Oh, are those in the
coming? Oh yeah.
Oh God! I already have to take Dramamine every time I walk by the poster in the theater.
Yeah, I had to rewatch the last rites twice because I kept falling asleep while trying to watch it.
Why'd you watch it once?
Because we had to review it.
Oh, no.
I had to review it. So, all right. So, Sam, what really got you into writing and directing as a whole? Was it something you did as a kid, as in high school?
As a kid, actually, yes. I made. I used to make short movies with my cousins when I was 8. But for most of my life, I actually really wanted to be a scientist. And I just kind of lost interest. not really. Nothing really turned me off about it. I just got bored of it, I guess. And I started to enjoy storytelling. Like I started writing. Like there was this YouTube channel that does these funny videos where they reenact ideas of what a pitch meeting for a movie could be like. And I started writing my own versions of that just for fun.
Yeah.
And then I wrote my own episode of a TV show I love also for fun. And I just realized I enjoyed writing.
What was the TV show?
Oh, Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
Yeah, it's my favorite show, yeah.
Who's the best doctor?
Oh, Matt Smith.
Matt Smith, really? Wow.
I know most people are going to... I feel like most people, if you ask them that question, they're most likely to say is going to be Matt Smith, David Tennant, Tom Baker, or Patrick Troughton.
I actually Chris Eccleston.
Really?
Yeah.
Eccleston's great. I just wish he hadn't, been so determined to burn the bridge.
I agree. That's what the revival is. What made me start watching Doctor Who in the very first place. And my wife got attached to Chris being the Doctor, and then we got replaced with Tennant. My wife loves Tennant because of all the Harry Potters and everything like that. And we just go, we're done. We're stopped watching Doctor Who after they switched.
After they switched from Tennant?
No, off from Eccleston.
Oh.
So we're just like, okay, never going back.
David Tennant ones. You got to watch the Tennant ones. Those are some of the best.
I guess I'm more of a Stargazer and Star Wars than Doctor Who myself, but to each their own. So yeah, so you got right into with your Doctor Who. So what made you decide to start picking back up then from leaving it maybe like 10-ish years to making your shorts again?
Oh no! This you misunderstood. My writing of those YouTube or those videos, those versions of YouTube videos in the script. That was a couple of years ago. That was
okay.
The making movies with my cousins. That was when I was 8, and then I started focusing on science. And then, I was focusing on science before that. The taping movies with my cousins was just kind of a hobby. Yeah.
So I mean, what was it like? Coming back to it after a couple of years and making your shorts again? Was it just picking up the same thing as you were before?
Well, no, because now I'm doing it, much more professionally. Whereas when I did with my cousin when I was 8, my idea was you just pick up a camera and start filming stuff. Because we didn't write. We just had like a general idea, and then we would improvise everything.
Yeah, that's good though. That's good. I think a lot of kids start off that way. I did as a kid too, and it's something that most people don't continue. Unfortunately, I think more people should continue to create and write and tell their story. And I know the most terrifying man in the world, he's dedicated to David Lynch, of course, right?
Yes.
And he is a big inspiration then for your filmmaking.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I got into him after I decided to become a filmmaker, but once I started watching, I first started watching his shorts, like Absurd Encounter with Fear, The Alphabet, that kind of thing. That was where I first got into Lynch, and that kind of surrealist, the surrealist existential stuff is something that really appeals to me, and that's kind of what I was going for in Terrifying Man. Yeah. And then the nightmare sequence mainly, that's what I mainly took inspiration from David Lynch from.
What was your first David Lynch movie?
My first movie, that was Eraserhead. Yeah. Yeah, no, because I was just watching his shorts, and then I decided to start getting into his movies, and so I started with Eraserhead.
What's your favorite David Lynch movie?
I might say Eraserhead, but maybe Inland Empire. Maybe it's either Eraserhead or Inland Empire.
Okay.
Or maybe Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me.
Yeah, we just reviewed we do a director spotlight every once in a while when we do movie reviews. We just did a David Lynch movie review, director spotlight, and we did Blue Velvet, Lost Highway, and Fire Walk with Me. All great.
Yeah, I love. Actually, don't remember much of Lost Highway. I don't know why. I just kind of was. I was watching a bunch of his films together when I watched that one, and I guess that one just got lost track of my memory. But my memory sucks. That's not to say it wasn't a memorable movie. My memory is just bad.
That's all good. Like I said, it's good that you're diving back into it. And you also said you're a huge slasher. Obviously, original Halloween is amongst your favorites.
That's my favorite.
Yeah,
that's my favorite horror movie of all time. The original, Carpenter's Halloween.
Yeah. Did you care for any of the remakes or reboots?
The remakes by Rob Zombie, no. Plenty of the sequels, though. Yes, Halloween 2, I love. Season of the Witch, I feel gets a bad rap. I mean, it's not amazing, but I think it's okay. Halloween 4 is not bad. H2O is decent. And I love 2018 and Kills. And Ends, I is a little iffy on that one.
Yeah. It killed the franchise temporarily. So.
This is a franchise that survived Halloween 2, 2009, and Halloween Resurrection, so it'll be fine.
Yes, we call that the rapper timeline.
The rapper?
Which one? Because there's rappers in them, Busta Rhymes.
Oh, that one, yeah. Okay. I was gonna say because Rob Zombie, but I'm like, no wait, he's a heavy metal musician.
Yeah. We had H2O had LL Cool J and Resurrection.
That's right.
This rapper timeline is what we call it here. So, what, in your opinion, Sam, makes a good slasher versus a bad slasher?
Well, I feel like prioritizing gore above all else is almost always going to get you in hot water because I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not against gore. I feel gore can enhance the terror of a movie, but if it's done well, if it's not just blood for the sake of blood. What I feel is important is you've got to have a really good killer. Obviously, they have to have a presence to them. They have to be interesting, of course, and you want to have interesting protagonists too. You don't want them to just exist,
right?
Say lines, but the biggest things are atmosphere and suspense, I think.
Yeah,
sure, because slasher movies are all about the kills. It's about one, the premise is it's a killer periodically killing people, so you want to make sure you've got suspense around when the next kill is going to happen, hinting at the idea, hinting at the presence of the killer. It's always great, like in Halloween, when a killer is kept in the shadows.
Yep.
That's because that just always helps to build suspense around what they're going to do next.
Yeah. And really, in other slashers like that, the first Friday the 13th, you don't know who the killer is until nearly the very end. And I think they kind of did that with number 2, part 2 for a little bit, and then just became unstoppable killing machine. Insert here
with Jason. Yeah, he's a lot more interesting in some of the earlier ones. He kind of just becomes cardboard cutout the killer. They might as well just written in his lines on the script, the killer, if he had lines.
Yeah. So what is it about you think? I know you said you're not the biggest Scream person, right?
It's not that I don't want to give the wrong impression. I don't dislike the franchise. I very much enjoy the first one. The second one's good, and I like the last 2. But no, it's just it was never that one was never for me as much as like a lot of people like that because it came out at the right time. You know, people were sick of the slasher cliches and everything, and so it's like okay, it's like it's identifying with the audience's familiarity with the tropes.
Yeah.
And that's great. I love that. It just to me, it's just like when I go to watch a slasher movie, I'm probably going to pick something like Halloween or Nightmare on Elm Street. Like Scream isn't going to be the number one on my choice list, but there's nothing wrong with that. I like it. I love Wes Craven. So
Yeah. Yeah. And you talk about gore over substance. Do you think Terrifier has gone that way of too much gore and not enough story?
I did not watch the Terrifier movies.
Okay. I can tell you, in my personal opinion, they've gotten worse as they've gone on.
Really, I heard the last two were good, but the first one was bad.
I think I personally think the first one's the best because it was indie horror made for $15,000 or less.
Oh wow, $15,000.
Yeah, and now he had like $1 million budget, and now it's just CGI.
I think that's less than Blair Witch was made for. I think Blair Witch was $70,000, right?
Yeah. So, do you think slashers have made a resurgence in the least bit, or still kind of, dead for the most part?
Oh, I don't think they're dead. No. I mean, you've got things like they're cashing in on the popular franchises, of course, with Halloween and Scream.
Mm-hmm.
But I think something that's really hurt their reputation. I mean, their reputation hasn't been great since the 90s because of, they're becoming formulaic and cliche. Yeah. And the 2000s come, and then it's a series of remakes that are all about, we want to make money off popular franchise, not about we see potential to redo this story.
Yep.
But I wouldn't say they're dead. I mean, I'm trying to think of a good one that's come out recently, though. Like besides the newer Halloween and Scream movies, I'm trying to think of a really good slasher movie recently. So I'm kind of undercutting my own argument by not saying.
I think the best slasher in recent memory is In a Violent Nature.
Violent Nature. Which one's that?
It's the point of view of essentially as Jason Voorhees that came out like 2 years ago, and it's just from behind his back.
Watching behind him. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. Which I think is an interesting take that took nearly 40 years for someone to do essentially from the killer's point of view the entire time.
I don't know. I have problems with the idea of it following the killer. I feel like it can be suspenseful, but I feel like it creates more of an ethereal idea of the killer in the audience's mind if you don't know where the killer is all the time.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's my opinion.
Oh yeah, no, it's a good opinion. You like I said, you like the mystery, the suspense. You want it to be.
That's one of the things I love about Halloween is that Michael he has very little screen time, but there's always hints at his presence.
Mm-hmm. Now, with you being a big slasher fan, do you have plans to do like your own version of a slasher?
Oh yeah, I have something in mind. It's called House of Masks. It's a feature-length version of a short I made a while ago. Yeah. But it does a bunch of different things. I don't want to give away the spoilers, but basically it's about this guy named Jim who suffers from mental illness, and he's trying to come out of his shell more. So he gets invited to a costume party by his old friend Henry, whom he hasn't seen in a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so but the thing is, you've got a killer who's always changing costumes. Because it's a costume party and everyone's wearing masks. When he kills someone, he takes their mask, so it keeps you in suspense as to when the killer is going to pop up, because he could be anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like anyone could suddenly be the killer.
Yeah, because that one's about 19-ish minutes for that short film, I believe. Yeah. I did watch that.
That was my original idea for that movie, but it kind of got lost in the shuffle in rewrites.
Mm-hmm. Now I see that you write with Amos a lot. Is that a writing partner that you have with everything?
I wrote with it. He was my original. Have you guys interviewed Amos? Amos Stillwell on the show? No. He was my original writing teacher. So yeah, okay. He and I wrote Terrifying Man and House of Masks together, and he starred in Terrifying Man as Jake.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen him in a while. He attended last I saw him was at the screenings for Terrifying Man. But no, I don't work with the class he teaches at anymore, so I haven't seen him in a while.
But you are going to school though for filmmaking, correct?
Yes, I'm now going to film school at College of the Canyons in Santa Clarita. So,
how long have you been doing that now?
Oh, actually, just a few months, just since last August.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I talk with my wife. I'm like, I should go back. I should go to film school. And she's like, no, that's too much money.
I had, one of my teachers was saying the same thing. Like, for the money you pay for film school, you might as well just make a good movie. But I'm like, I kind of like to know how to make a good movie first.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair. Now, I know you've acted in some things. I don't want to spoil your roles that you've had in your shorts and anything like that. But do you feel comfortable in front of the camera, or just something that you just kind of do? No,
I don't like to act. Like, you called me an actor at the beginning of this. I mean, in Terrifying Man, I kind of just walked around a bit and then lied on the grass.
Yeah. I people have done less.
Although I am in House of Masks too. Do you remember a guy sitting on the couch dressed as Michael Myers?
Mm-hmm.
That was me.
Okay.
Oh, and also at the end, remember when the ghost, he's taking his mask off and he undoes the curtain and then you see another ghost behind him? That's me too.
Okay. So you like to almost Alfred Hitchcock your little cameos, or?
It can be fun. Yeah. I mean, I didn't direct House of Masks. I only directed Terrifying Man. So.
Okay. Now,
but I'm definitely not an in front of the camera person. I'm a behind the camera person. I did the role as Jake's body in Terrifying Man because we couldn't find anyone else to do that in time. Because Amos, he's in his 30s, so he didn't look like, we were going for a college age range for the cast, and Amos is in his 30s, so he couldn't do the on-set thing. We couldn't find anyone else, so I just figured I'd do it.
Yeah,
I just lying on grass. So it wasn't until I shot The Nightmare afterward. I actually shot that in my own house. With no crew. That was just me with my own equipment.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and then it was originally going to be fewer scenes. It was just going to be the thing with the faces at the beginning, the screaming Ashley, and then the melting people. But then I was watching some David Lynch stuff, and I was like, I need to add more to this because that's not going to achieve what I want. So I figured, well, maybe I could just put Jake in The Nightmare. I mean, he's the only actor from the movie I have full-time access to. So
you hope. Yeah, I also watched he also had an extended cut of The Most Terrifying Man too. Was that the original? And then you chopped it down a little bit for the festival then?
The festival's got the shorter cut, the 10-minute cut. I screened it to the cast and crew though with the theatrical cut, but then one of my teachers who was at the screening advised me that it might work. It kind of felt like two separate movies, like they didn't match each other, and it was kind of like you're doing the character development and then starting the plot, which isn't what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So they advised that maybe if I just cut that out and had it just be the nightmare and then the terrifying stuff, then it could kind of work as this more abstract thing. So I gave that a try, and I think it works a bit better. You do lose a little bit of the character development that I would like, though. Like I would prefer if you had some more context to who these people are, so it's not exactly a win or lose situation.
Yeah. Yeah, then you get to know a little bit people that you wake up to in the living room. Right?
But I mean, that's why I didn't just scrap the extended cut. That's why I saved it, and it's on YouTube too. So.
Oh
yeah. Did you watch the gag reel and the deleted scene?
I didn't have a chance for that yet.
The gag reel I thought was funny.
Yeah, I love gag reels. We do at my production team. We do a couple film festivals and $40 film contests as well, and we just do everything. We document everything because you never know what you want to have, and we do gag reels at the end. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, one of the first things I was taught when I started editing Terrifying Men was you don't throw away anything. You make sure you keep everything because you never know when you're going to. So like to this day, I still have all the raw footage for Terrifying Man in a cold storage drive.
Yeah, it's crucial to have because you never know what featurette, what documentary behind the scenes stuff you want to do. Got to always have the special extra piece for the Blu-ray, then the 4K, and then whatever's next.
Big mistake I made though was I was using a cold storage drive to edit, and it was 6K B-raw footage because we shot on a Blackmagic. So the entire time I'm editing, it's just lagging nonstop. It was such a pain in the ass. Live and learn. Yeah,
our 3 40-hour film festival ago, we shot in 4K, and the file size had to be 2 gigs at the end, and 4K for 40 minutes worth of stuff is.
That's more 100 gigs, right?
It was 180 gigs.
Yeah.
I go, that's going to be a hell of a compression.
I remember I was asking my producer to send me the raw footage, and he said he couldn't send it to me via email. He was like, it's right now it'll amount to about 1.5 terabytes. And I'm like, okay, yeah, don't send that on email.
Yeah. It's a big pain to edit down. That's why 40 hours, next time, 1080, that's all we need.
I don't know though. When it comes to, in terms of showing it, all you really need is 1080. But with editing, you always want to have One of the things they're teaching me in my cinematography class, you always want to have as much as high a resolution as you can. It's just better for the software.
It is for sure.
I'm not trying to say I know. I'm not trying to say I know better than you. I'm just telling you what I.
Oh yeah. It's just we have, especially when people are trying to transfer it before we have to edit it, and it's like that's a lot of stuff to edit and transfer. So I just started going, look, here's the thumb drives. Keep it. When we're done, mail it back to me so I have a copy of all the footage.
You were able to keep it all on a thumb drive?
Yeah, I get big thumb drives.
And I had to buy a 5 terabyte hard drive for like $150 or something.
Yeah. So Sam, we're about at the end of the show, so we'll get into the hard questions here. You said you
can tell my voice is kind of giving out.
Oh yeah, but you said your favorite scary movie is Halloween. What's your second favorite scary movie?
I go back and forth between Psycho and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on that one.
Okay. I'm hoping you mean the original Alfred Hitchcock Psycho and not Vince Vaughn's.
The Gus Van Sant one, no. I didn't even watch that. I saw a review of that and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not. No, good. I saw like I'm like you had to make the slopping noise when he's watching her in the through the peephole. Really, Van Sant. You think that enhanced the terror of this villain?
Sure did.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't want to be near him, but
yeah. All right, Sam. Practical or CGI?
That's going to depend on what you're doing, what kind of effect you're trying to achieve, what kind of budget you're working with, how good an effects guy you have, how good a CGI guy you have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in my case for Terrifying Man, I did all practical, of course. I did all the practical effects myself, actually. Yeah.
I think practical, especially for indie horror, it's in the budget and it works beautifully.
With indie horror, you have to go practical. What indie horror movie can afford good CGI?
Have you ever seen Birdemic?
No, I don't think I have. Is that
it's essentially what if indie horror did the birds and they did Microsoft Paint to copy the birds as GIFs?
Let me guess. That was the Asylum.
No,
that totally sounds like the Asylum.
Yeah.
You say that, my mind immediately goes, "That's Asylum."
But yeah, don't watch Birdemic. It's just awful. All right, Sam. If you can get a knock on your door tomorrow and it said, Sam, we want you to make the next entry in an existing IP or franchise, what would it be?
Well, I've always wanted to make a Halloween Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees movie. I know that makes me you sound like a stoner fanboy, but I've actually had some ideas for it that I think are interesting.
Okay.
So that'd be cool.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for the verses. I love Freddy versus Jason, no matter how bad it is.
It's got a weak script, yeah, but I'm right there with you. It's got a weak script, but I love it. It's just a fun watch.
Oh yeah. All right, so Sam, any advice for people that are thinking about creating their own scripts and shorts and getting into film school?
Make sure you manage your stress because that can mess you up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and if you build a really big fountain prop for your movie, make sure you load it into the trucks in a way that doesn't snap the top of it off and you have to buy a new one at the last second.
Ooh.
I'm sure that's going to apply to plenty of people. Plenty of people are going to get a lot out of that advice.
Of course. It's always good advice. Fountain moving is key.
I don't know. That sounded funnier in my head.
It's all good. Sam, you ready for your random horror trivia question?
Oh, yes. Goody.
All right.
Embarrass myself or impress everyone.
During a massive hurricane, a father and daughter get trapped under their home with a pack of giant alligators in what 2019 film?
Ah, crap. Yeah, I don't know that. I was hoping you were going to ask me something like about Nightmare on Elm Street or I don't know, a more obscure one than I know that's not coming to mind right now because I can never call stuff to mind when I want to.
Yeah, if you want to know the answer, it is Crawl.
Okay.
And they are supposedly making a sequel to it at some point in time, Sam Raimi said, but who knows?
Oh, it's a Sam Raimi.
It's from Ghost House, so it's his production company.
Okay. So, did he direct it or is he just a producer?
He just produced it.
Oh, okay. So, who directed it?
I don't recall. That good of a person, I don't recall.
It sounds interesting. I might check that out.
Yeah. It's nature versus people, so it's always fun.
Always good.
So, all right, Sam, before we go, where can people find you, follow, and everything about you and upcoming works that you have?
I actually have a website. I'm working on my own indie production company called La Prince Productions, which I've just recently launched a website for. It's laprinceprod.com. So everything I'm working on is on there, which at the moment is just stuff about Terrifying Man. Because I haven't really started my next project yet. I keep film school and stuff keep getting in the way. But
yeah. So for anyone interested, I do have the links to that YouTube channel in the description below. Make sure to go check it out.
There, Prince Productions YouTube channel. Yeah, everything I make is on there. Except for I also do goofy edits. I like to make goofy edits and stuff that I have on my personal YouTube channel, that's just called Sam Morgan. If you want to find it, it's got my face on it. So
awesome.
Just for the guy who looks like a young Tarantino.
There you go. All right, Sam. Thank you very much for coming on. I hope you had a good time. You're welcome back.
Thanks for inviting me.
Anytime you have a new project and want to discuss it, we're here. And you ever want to just do a deep dive into some horror franchise, we'll talk too.
Cool. Hopefully next time I won't be getting over a cold and my throat will last longer.
Awesome. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sam, again. And follow us on all social media at PodOutatNight for all our new stuff coming out. We'll see you next time. And don't get lost in the void. Good night.
Or do. It can be fun.
Or do. Exactly. All right. Good night.